CVR English World News. This is Pravalika. Let's get into the details. Australian Prime Minister Anthony Albanese said one of the gunmen behind the deadly Bondi Beach shooting had been examined by authorities in 2019 but was not considered an ongoing threat at the time. Albanese said assessments found no indication that individual would engage in violence. The attack killed 16 people, with one gunman also dead, making it Australia's worst mass shooting in nearly 30 years. Police said the father held a firearms license and multiple registered weapons. Investigations into the attack are continuing.
In terms of the father and the son is an Australian-born citizen. The father arrived in 1998 on a student visa, transferred in 2001 to a partner visa, and after each trip overseas since then has been on resident return visas, which has occurred 3 times. At this stage, given New South Wales Police are leading the investigation, I have cleared to be able to talk about the visa history, which I've done.
The son first came to attention in October 2019. He was examined on the basis of being associated with others, and the assessment was made that there was no indication of any ongoing threat or threat of him engaging in violence.
Do you believe that to be failing?
I've reported factually on what ASIO have found.
Surf cameras in Sydney's Bondi Beach captured the moment beachgoers fled as deadly shooting unfolded during a Jewish Hanukkah celebration on Sunday. The footage shows crowds dispersing suddenly, leaving the popular beach nearly empty. Australian police said a father and son carried out the attack, killing 15 people before the father was shot dead by police, bringing the total death toll to 16. Dozens were injured, including 2 police officers. Authorities say the investigation is ongoing. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu has sharply accused the Australian government of pouring fuel on anti-Semitic fire following the deadly Bondi Beach Hanukkah shooting, which left at least 10 people dead and dozens injured. Netanyahu claimed he had warned Prime Minister Anthony Albanese months ago that Canberra's police policies could embolden hatred against Jewish communities. He condemned that attack as the consequences of politician inaction while praising a brave bystander Ahmed Al-Ahmed for intervening during the chaos. The mass shooting declared a terrorist incident by NSW police has shocked Australia and reignited global discussions on anti-Semitism, security and government responsibility.
On August 17th, about 4 months ago, I sent Prime Minister Albanese of Australia a letter in which I gave him warning that the Australian government's policy was promoting and encouraging anti-Semitism in Australia. I wrote, "Your call for a Palestinian state pours fuel on the anti-Semitic fire. It rewards Hamas terrorism. It emboldens those who menace Australian Jews and encourages the Jew hatred now stalking your streets. Anti-Semitism is a cancer. It spreads when leaders stay silent. It retreats when leaders act. I call upon you to replace weakness with action, appeasement with resolve." Instead, Prime Minister, you replaced weakness with weakness and appeasement with more appeasement. Your government did nothing to stop the spread of anti-Semitism in Australia. You did nothing to curb the cancer cells that were growing inside your country. You took no action. You let the disease spread. And the result is the horrific attacks on Jews we saw today. We saw an action of a brave man, turns out a Muslim brave man, and I salute him, that stopped one of these terrorists from killing innocent Jews. But it requires the action of your government, which you're not taking. And you have to, because history will not forgive hesitation and weakness. It will honor action and strength. That's what Israel expects of each of your governments in the West and elsewhere, because the disease spreads and it will consume you as well. But we are worrying right now about our people, our safety, and we do not remain silent. We fight those who try to annihilate us. They're not only trying to annihilate us, they attack us because they attack the West. In Syria, we saw yesterday 2 American soldiers killed and 1 American interpreter killed as well, killed because they represent our common culture. Now, as a result of this, Secretary of War Pete Hegseth said the following. He said, "Let it be known that if you target Americans anywhere in the world, you will spend the rest of your brief, anxious life knowing the United States will hunt you, find you, and ruthlessly kill you." We send our condolences to the people of America, and I want to say that our policy is exactly that policy. That's why those who target Israelis, target our soldiers, try to kill them or try to hurt them and wound them, as happened in Gaza yesterday, we take action. They will spend the rest of their brief, anxious lives knowing that Israel will hunt them, find them, and ruthlessly dispose of them. That is American policy. This is Israel's policy. It's our policy in Gaza, in Lebanon, anywhere around us. We do not sit by.
European Union Foreign Policy Chief Kaja Kallas said Russia's war aims go beyond Ukraine's Donbas region, warning that Moscow's ambitions should not be underestimated. Speaking amid intensified diplomatic efforts, Kallas described the coming days as a break or take week for Ukraine. She said a reparations-backed loan for Kyiv is most credible financial option, which arguing that Russia doesn't need security guarantees. Her remarks come after Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky stepped back for pursuing NATO membership as a part of peace discussions.
What we have to keep in mind is that why countries want to be in NATO is because they don't want Russia to invade them, to attack them, and that's why Sweden and Finland joined NATO. That's why the Baltic states joined NATO, to have this defense umbrella, really. We have to understand that Donbas is not Putin's endgame. If it gets Donbas, then the fortress is down, and then they definitely move on with taking the whole of Ukraine. And if Ukraine goes, then other regions are also in danger. We know this from the history, and we should learn from history.
What do you plan?
Yes, like I said, this is really a very important week for financing questions. We have different options on the table, and they will be discussed in the leaders' meeting on Thursday. What President Costa has said, we will not leave the meeting before we get before we get the decision on the funding for Ukraine. The most credible option is the reparations loan, and this is what we are working on. We are not there yet, and it is increasingly difficult, but we're doing the work. We still have some days.
Sanctions regime. We're adding 3 points additionally to the current sanctions regime related to the hybrid activities against the European Union. I'm really looking forward into expanding.
Los Angeles police are investigating the death of 2 people found at the Los Angeles home of actor director Rob Reiner, according to LAPD. Authorities said that case is being treated as an apparent homicide, though no arrests have been announced. Deputy Police Chief Alan Hamilton said investigations will interview family members as a part of efforts to establish the facts. Police have not officially released the identities of the deceased, and the investigation remains ongoing.
So at approximately 3:40 this afternoon, Los Angeles police officers, along with the Los Angeles City Fire Department, responded to the 200 block of Chadbourne Avenue here in the city of Brentwood. Upon arrival, we determined that there were 2 deceased individuals inside the residence. The Los Angeles Police Department is now conducting an investigation at this residence here on Chadbourne, and that investigation will continue over the coming days. There are going to be many family members interviewed. I'm not going to confirm whether someone's being interviewed at this time or not. We're going to try to speak to every family member that we can to get to the facts of this investigation. At this time, the Los Angeles Police Department is not seeking anyone as a suspect or as a person of interest or in any other manner, and we will not be doing that until we conduct our investigation and we move forward. So we've already been talking to the neighbors. We've already been canvassing the neighborhood and speaking to residents that live around this area, so that's part of our investigation. In terms of someone that may have information regarding what happened inside the residence, we're not going to release that information. That'll be part of the investigation.
Hey, good seeing everybody, okay? Thank you guys so much. Sorry we have more. Thank you.
Jose Antonio Cast of Child's Republican Party has been elected president after winning the runoff elections with 58% of the vote, defeating leftist candidate Ginette Jara. Speaking to supporters to Santiago, Cast thanked voters and said his victory represented all Chileans, declaring that child won and hope won. The president-elect pledged to govern with respect and dialogue, stressing the need to avoid political violence and division. Cast to take office on March 11, 2026, facing the challenge of governing with a fragmented Congress.
Y por eso a todos los chilenos, con humildad y con una inmensa gratitud, les digo gracias. Gracias por darnos este triunfo a todos los chilenos. Gracias a todos los que nos apoyaron desde una primera instancia. Nos conocíamos, teníamos sueños comunes. Gracias. Infinitas gracias también a los que se sumaron en la segunda vuelta. Fue muy importante contar con ese respaldo de manera inmediata. Gracias a quienes votaron por otras candidaturas y que hoy, 14 de diciembre, libremente eligieron apoyar este camino de cambio, que cumple con esfuerzo con sus obligaciones. Ese Chile que cuida a las personas mayores y solo quiere vivir tranquilo. Y en esa vez, y aquí muy claro, decir que yo voy a ser el presidente de todos los chilenos. Fortaleza, sabiduría para enfrentar las cosas, porque esto, como les digo, no es magia. Nosotros lo que les prometemos, lo que yo les prometo es trabajo, carácter, orden. Les va a cambiar la vida, les va a cambiar la vida. Los vamos a buscar, los vamos a encontrar y los vamos a juzgar y después los vamos a encerrar. Y que tiene que abandonar nuestro país, por si en algún minuto quiere volver a entrar, lo estamos diciendo.
US President Donald Trump delivers a stark message following a deadly attack in Syria. Who is responsible will face severe consequences. Speaking to media, Trump also pays tribute to the victims of the Brown University shooting and deadly Hanukkah attack in Sydney. Calling it a clear act of anti-Semitic violence, he offers condolences to grieving families, praises acts of bravery that save lives, and signals forceful responses against ISIS-linked perpetrators.
Before we begin, however, I want to just pay my respects to the people. Unfortunately, 2 are no longer with us. Brown University, 9 injured, and 2 are looking down on us right now from heaven. And likewise in Australia, as you know, that was a terrible attack, 11 dead, 29 badly wounded. And that was an anti-Semitic attack, obviously. And I just want to pay my respects to everybody. I must say in Syria also, we had an attack in Syria, and we had 3 great patriots terminated by bad people, and not the Syrian government. It was ISIS. Syrian government fought by our side. The new president fought by our side. But I just want to pay my respects to the families. We also had 3 injured, but 2 of them are already out of the hospital, and one's going to be okay. But we lost 3, so it was a rough day. But to Australia and the Prime Minister, to everybody that we know so well, we get along with so well, we have a great relationship. That's a terrible situation going on over there. Think of that. And Brown University, great school, great, really one of the greatest schools anywhere in the world. Things can happen. So to the 9 injured, get well fast, and to the families of those 2 that are no longer with us, I pay my deepest regards and respects from the United States of America. Thank you very much. It's a very important thing to say, and we mean it. I can tell you in Syria, not alive, so very brave person who's right now in the hospital, pretty seriously wounded. Taken in more than 18, think of this, $18 trillion. There's never been anything like it. As an example, the previous administration, Sleepy Joe Biden, took in less than $1 trillion in 4 years. We took in more than $18 trillion in 10 months. I'd say that's pretty good, right? I'd say that's pretty good. And if you go back into history, there's never been a country that's taken in more than $3 trillion, and we have over 18. That's, again, because they don't want to pay tariffs. So in order not to pay tariffs, they come in and they build their plant in the United States. It's pretty.
Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky arrived at the German Chancellery in Berlin on December 14 ahead of critical talks with Chancellor Friedrich Merz and US envoys including Jared Kushner and Steve Witkoff. The high-level meeting focused on US-backed 20-point peace plan aimed at ending the war with Russia. As a part of negotiations, Ukraine has indicated it is relinquishing its ambition to join NATO to exchange for Western security guarantees. Zelensky emphasized that a ceasefire along current front lines could be a fair resolution, while Kyiv is not engaging in direct talks with Russia at this stage. Hong Kong's Democratic Party, the city's last major opposition party, has formally voted to disband after decades of advocating for democracy and freedom. The move comes amid escalating pressure from Beijing following years of arrests, crackdowns and the sweeping national security law. Chairman Loh Kin-hei announced the dissolution after an extraordinary general meeting, thanking citizens for their support over 30 years. Former leaders warned that political freedoms in Hong Kong were rapidly shrinking, with many activists jailed or forced into exile.
好，望一望門口呢邊。OK，唔該。To our fellow Hong Kongers, today the Democratic Party held an extraordinary general meeting at which our members formally voted to dissolve the party and enter liquidation. We are deeply grateful to the citizens who have walked alongside the Democratic Party over the past 30 years. To have journeyed through these 3 decades, shoulder to shoulder with the people of Hong Kong, has been our greatest honor. Throughout these years, we have always taken the well-being of Hong Kong and its people as our guiding purpose. After weathering 30 years of storms, the Democratic Party has come to the moment when the full stop must be written. Yet we believe that the convictions and perseverance of these 3 decades will leave their mark on Hong Kong's history. In the days to come, may you hold kindness, honesty, integrity in your hearts. Strive to live each day well and take good care of yourselves and those around you. It has always been our belief that Hong Kong's most precious treasure is its people who love this place. It is you, every Hong Konger, who makes Hong Kong shine. We wish peace for Hong Kong and for every Hong Konger. Take care and farewell.
All our central committee members and our members.
There are a lot of things that I can't tell very clearly for sure, but the political environment in general is not an easy thing that we can just say let's keep forward. But anyway, I think that is the decisions that we made back in February. The Central Committee proposed to our members that we are going to complete this journey to go.
Hundreds of protesters clashed with police in Berlin after the city's parliament passed a controversial security law expanding surveillance powers. Demonstrators waved flags, lit smoke flares, and confronted officers in the sculpture as tensions boiled over. The new law grants police increased powers for physical and digital surveillance, including covert entry into homes to install spyware when remote access is unavailable. Officials argue that measures are not necessary to combat terrorism and organized crime, but critics warn they infringe on privacy and civil liberties. That's all for now. Stay tuned to CVR English.